Does this please you? No. So, the thing that happens when I upload a bunch of pictures on DeviantArt is I get fucking flooded with messages, and I just can't sometimes, you know? Do you understand? I think I've gotten probably 50 notes, which is, like private messages, within the last 20 minutes. Fucking ridiculous. And I just, I've had to say thank you for the watch, and thank you for the fave, and thank you for fucking putting your thumbs in your butt. I can't. I just can't do it. I just. So I'm just checking my messages and seeing if anything comes up. Oh man, this guy, he's the pervious watcher that I have, because I was scared. I thought this was a ball of hair. It's just the hair that's attached to my head. He just, does not give a fuck. He makes it known that he only watches me to jack off. For real. He's like, oh, you make me so hard. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm good. Appreciate it, though. Oh, man, fucking no? Oh, Jesus Christ. I bet it's this guy. Yeah, it is. Yes, that's fucking fair. Just ask the goddamn questions. Jesus. So, this guy on DeviantArt. Okay. Rewind. Let's start this from. I'm wearing a shirt. Okay, just thought I'd point that out. On Monday, I had a vasovagal attack, or vasovagal syncope, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I collapsed in the middle of the hallway, but I did not lose consciousness because I have, vasovagal syncope, which is basically, there's a nerve that runs from, I think, the side of your throat, over here, all the way down to, your uterus. GG. So, and there's a bunch of triggers that people can have for vasovagal syncope. My triggers apparently are hunger, lack of sleep, menstrual cramps, and apparently sitting upright for too fucking long. What in the what? I can't even. Because on Monday, I was sitting in Spanish class, doing nothing to cause me to feel sick or anything like that. But I sat there and we were reading something out loud, and I just, I was reading the page, and then I realized I couldn't read anymore. The words just all kind of turned into letter soup. And I just, no, I can't read anymore. So I raised my hand, and I was like, I need to go to the nurse. And, well, no, I raised my hand and said, I feel sick. And my teacher was like, do you need to go to the nurse? And, I didn't even answer. I just got up and I walked out of the class. I was just like, no, I need to leave right now. I don't have time to sit here and have you write me a pass to go to the nurse. I need to leave right now, or else I'm going to fall onto the floor and hit my head, and you're not going to like it, and you're going to freak the fuck out. So, I went out to the hallway. Teacher sent one of my friends with me. She was just like, go help her. She may need assistance. And so she was taking me to the nurse. And it's very difficult to explain to somebody when I feel like I'm going to collapse and not lose consciousness. And so I just said, I need to sit down in the middle of the hallway. So I did. I sat down, laid down, curled up in a ball on the floor. I was like, no. Mind you, this is a high school floor, public high school floor in the hallway. Yeah. I didn't care, though. I was like, I need to lay down right now. You don't understand. So I was laying there, and my friend was like, you don't want to lay there on the floor. That'll make you sick. Don't do that. And apparently my teacher had pressed the call button that's in her room, and she, called the nurse over the intercom or whatever. Sorry, I had to yawn. I have another yawn coming. I'm trying to suppress it. Anyways. So she called the nurse, And so the nurse apparently flips the fuck out and, like, loses her mind. Because she brought the defibrillator. What? Who told you I died? I'm so confused. Who told you I even lost consciousness? I'm laying there awake. Like, my teacher saw that I was awake. And, like, you know, I could, like, communicate a little bit. Like, I was blinking, and I was like, oh. Doing that sort of thing. And I was like, you brought a defibrillator. Okay, don't do that. Can't use that on me, because I'm awake. Don't do that, please. And there was a cop that also came. So I started getting scared, because I thought that they were going to, like, accuse me of being on drugs or something, and, like, going into, like, having a seizure, which is what has happened at school many, many times. Not to me, but, like, to other kids. Other kids have done drugs and then come to school and had seizures, and I was like, GG, scrub. So I got scared. I was like, all the while, I can't really talk that much, because when I suffer from a vasovagal syncope or attack, I have a lot of trouble articulating my thoughts. So if you ask me what my name is, I will probably take about 20 minutes to answer you, because I just, because there's not enough blood getting to my brain. So yeah. So I was laying on the floor, and just, like, looking at the nurse, I was like, you can't be serious. You brought a wheelchair. Yeah, the cop brought a wheelchair. That's what I was getting to with the cop. Cop brought a wheelchair. Nurse brought the defibrillator. There were teachers coming out of their rooms in the hallway, and they were just like, oh, can I help? Like, no, you can't help me. I'm laying on the floor, and I'm still conscious. Like, if I needed help, I would be like, and just, you know, in a coma. Or having a seizure. I was doing neither of those things. I was just laying there. I was like, oh. And so, the nurse kept asking me, is it your blood sugar? Is it your blood sugar? Are you diabetic? I'm like, no. No, I'm not diabetic. I don't have diabetes. She was like, are you sure? Pretty fucking sure. Thanks, though. And so, like, my teacher was, like, trying to give me M&Ms, because, of course, she's listening to the nurse, who's asking me if I have diabetes, so she's like, oh, sugar should help. She gave me M&Ms. I ate a couple, and then I threw them up immediately afterwards. It was fun stuff. So, bae, no, please. Sorry. Where was I? So yeah, I threw up. Oh yeah, they physically lifted me up to put me in the wheelchair, even though I could stand up and walk perfectly fine by myself. I didn't want to, but I mean, like, I didn't need to have a wheelchair. But, like, they put me in the wheelchair and wheeled me down to the nurse's office, and I was like, oh, are you sure you aren't gonna go into anaphylactic shock? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, like, get out of my face. Babe, please, I'm mad at you. Oh, I can't type at all. Okay, that should be it. Are you fucking done? Pipe the fuck down. But yeah, so they got me to the nurse's office, and there, in the nurse's office, there's a room that's full of, like, cots that you can sleep on. And they have that weird, like, medical, like, paper that makes a whole lot of fucking noise. If you look in its general direction, it's like, okay. So like, I got out of the wheelchair just fine. Like, I demonstrated the ability to stand, but they were still like, oh, come here, child. Let me lift you. Like, I'm fine. Thanks. So yeah, it's really fun. So what happens during a vasovagal attack is I just feel really lightheaded and pretty dizzy, and I just need to lay on the floor for a little bit so that the blood can return to my head, and then I will be back to normal. Because I was perfectly fine and normal, and capable of communicating and whatever, like 2 minutes after I collapsed. But the nurse still like sent me home. Like she didn't even ask, do you want to go home? She was like, I'm calling your mom. I was like, alright, I really don't need to go home, but I mean, I'm not gonna pass up the opportunity to leave school. Yeah, so now you have learned about vasovagal syncope, vasovagal attacks. The more you know.